candy-coated honey bar, good looking. The way how you move and put me in the mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original. So come push back on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance to me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance to me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, are you on the world? I let me sit face to face. Know your feet detention, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. Hear your voice, angelic high, so amazing, I wanna keep this going. So come push back on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. Come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, y'all, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, y'all, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. Cause we're still grooving. Cause we're still grooving. Cause we're still grooving. Hey, 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 girl, I wanna take you home with me. And hey, 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 girl, show you good energy, yeah. Hey, 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 girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see. Hey, 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 girl. So come wind back on me, I wanna see if we got good chemistry. And come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and you have my attention. And dance for me, baby. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off, show off. You have my attention. And dance for me, baby, step out, step out. Keep it moving, we're still grooving. Cause we're still grooving. Step out, step out. Hey.
You know, I think I'm gonna really give up this life. Just try to be a better guy, you know. But wait, man, they got a great girl, you know, and they really feel like go treat you a certain way.
I understand. So what's up with you?
Girls. Some things about kind of resolve. I think I can just, apologize and start fresh and clear the slate, and hopefully, that will work out for me.
Well, if it makes you happy, give it a try. She deserves it, right?
Hey, give you a call and see how it works out, man.
Let me know how it goes.
For sure. Thanks, man.
No problem.
just listen for a while. I was stupid, I'll admit it. Should've never done anything to take away your smile. So I dropped my pride, all my cards are laid. I know I hurt you most definitely, and I'm trying to make it right. I wanna take away your pain. Said you need your space and you're trying to live, but I'm really hoping that you can forgive me. I'm wrong, I wrote this song, it's been too long. Forgive me, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. So baby, can I come over and show you how sorry I am? I'll make you my lady tonight. Oh, if you want it, put your request in and I'll be on it. We'll make sweet love all through the night. I didn't know you would pick up the phone, and now I'm wondering if you were alone, girl. If so, just let me know. I wanna plan a rendezvous. Please forgive me, don't turn away. I wanna try again starting today, honey. I'll fight, I'll treat you right. See me tonight, I'll fix this, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, no, no. I was wrong, I apologize. Oh, believe me, I do. I apologize. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry. I am. Baby, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry. I am. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong. I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave. My apology. Oh, baby, please. Ooh, I was wrong. I apologize. This is my apology. I do. I apologize. I was wrong.
Hello.
Hey babe, what you doing?
Nothing.
Can you come over?
Yeah, not easy.
Anybody ever told ya what a woman really is? If you ever get the moment, show them how much they give. You're a shoulder I can cry on, arms I can embrace. Is to hear my deepest thoughts, protect her night and day. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing, I try to describe. You are woman, yes you are, yes you are. You are woman, yes you are, yes you are. You are woman, yes you are, yes you are. You are woman, yes you are, yes you are.
You have birthed the nations, a nurturer you are. You bless us with your wisdom, and you tended every scar. You
You have found me broken. You have shown me light. You ignited all my passions and loved me through the night. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing. I try to describe, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are.
To be a woman is to be blessed with unparalleled intuition, to be powerful. Power independent of place or position. To be a woman is to be a mother, giving birth to sons and daughters, ideas, institutions, and business ventures. To be a woman is to be the current inspiration, the future aspiration of a young lady, of a little girl.
You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of light. You're a gem, a diamond flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're an African queen flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. So you are amazing. I try to describe, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. You are woman. You are woman. You are. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. So you are woman. Hey. And when obstacles manifest as natural, you are born for this.
To be a woman is to be the heart of the system, to be the one who brings life into our world.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of The Senate. I'm your host, Neil. As always, I'm joined by my other host and brother, Derek.
Yeah.
Right? And together, we're here for another test match of the Senate almost the West Indies cricket. Right. My brother from another mother. How you keeping, my son? How you doing?
I'm well. The world moves in mysterious ways, Neil.
Boy.
Only last week we talked about, being able to go in the gym, not get injured, and come back out and be all right. Last week I had a little bit of a strain, and they kind of exacerbated that yesterday. So last night was particularly painful. I mean, like I have never felt pain like that in my back at all.
Boy, back pain.
Yeah, boy. But you know, good old Benji's and some ice,
Mm-hmm.
and we were good to go. You know, I got it sorted out. Managed to get in the gym today. I took Mark with me. Big up Mark.
Oh, that's my man Pop Lock.
Yeah, Pop Lot, and he was in the house this evening. You see my boy Dario in the house.
Shout
Good
out
night to you, my
Dario.
brother. And yeah, man, we had a good session. It was pretty nice. Dario saying his old age, it might be that, but I hope you get to this age, my brother.
I just know, Dario boy, by the time is undefeated. He is everything and all.
Yeah, everything at all. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I was able to get through. Yes, well, I kind of made it struggle to the end yesterday, but today was significantly better. I got a really good one in today, so that was pretty good for me, man. What about you? How things on your end?
I am here, present and accounted for. Neither up, neither down. But the beat goes on. I am thankful because our community is growing. We are at 180. I guess that's as good a time as any to segue into. You can like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, particularly the shorts. You're already loving the short form, the T20 of the Senate.
T20, the T20s.
Right, the T20s of
Yeah,
the Senate.
man.
And,
People loving those.
yeah. So we're doing that, and we obviously have the long form. So like, comment, share, subscribe. You could dislike as well because we fully understand that we don't have all the answers, and we could be wrong. I mean, shoot, we ain't creating a vacuum here. So share with your friends. That's the most important thing, so we can keep the engagement going on. I can run the thing again here. But yeah, man, I am fair to find with partly cloudy showers. Gusty winds coming out of the east southeast, and I am here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you would have heard, if you would have tuned in from as early as 7:45, you would have heard the dulcet sounds of an a cappella group called T Syndicate. Now, I can let Derek plug it, but I must say, how my stance on G Syndicate, the premier a cappella group of the Western Hemisphere, there is none better. I know when I can call some other groups and some other people, but them are all right for what it's do, but I rep in home drums.
Yeah, man, yeah. Them all right. Yeah, rep the home drums. I appreciate it, my brother. I really do. The guys are good at what they do. I will say that for sure. I'm not just saying that because I'm part of it, but yeah, the fellas are good at what they do. And last night we were able to start kind of put the finishing touches on another tune. So hopefully we can get that out within the next couple of days. Big up Vaden. Vaden is actually he's our newest member, and he's also doing managing the production on this particular song. So
very neat.
That is a skill that he brought to the fore, and we really appreciate that. We're grateful. We thank him and big him up, man. We sounding good so far from what we're hearing. And yeah, so big respects. Big up Kia Mal, big up Vaden, Mark, Brett, Antonio, as always. We in the place, man.
Yeah, man. Right. So
doing good things. I salute the people that are subscribed, man.
Oh yeah, and I mean, again, we can.
We at 190.
We at 190 again. We set a goal of 200 by the end of the month. You all are more than killing it. We at the halfway of the mark. I think when we started the month, we were at 180.
Nah, man, we at 160 something like that.
Oh, for real? Shoot. Well,
because we were saying we trying to get 40 people.
Yes. You're right. Yeah, man. So I really do appreciate that. You guys are killing it. Y'all are smashing the subscription button and hit the notification bell. Man, we're just two fellas trying to make sense of this whole thing. Y'all clearly think that we have some value, so we appreciate that because the rest of the world ain't got no value for me. Anyhow, for those of you that are new, I see my man Gio in the house. Cherish, thanks for joining. Aston, thanks for coming on. My man Steve, woo. Right?
Hey, guy.
Right? So thank you everybody for joining us, and take a minute, and we can get into it. No, the setup. Normally, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, for those of you that are not initiated, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, what happens is before our live stream, Derek will post something on our Facebook page. Check us out on the Stand Up Podcast on Facebook. Usually, Derek posts something on there to initiate conversation and to get the conversation rolling and kind of prep you for what we're going to be talking about tonight. Obviously, this episode is no different. Derek has posted something, and I am going to hand it over to him so that he can do his, we got a little routine here, so my man's going to get into his monologue.
Yes. So we got an article, Neil. Tonight I want to do it a little bit differently. We got an article to review, so we can review the article. Then again, kind of dissect and not dissect, but I'll go into monologue after the.
But this is
after we review the article, right?
This is one of these things that can trigger me.
Yeah, I sent you the link. Nah, not at all. Because it raises the question, and these are the questions for the night. This is what we're discussing tonight. Is it really true that men don't want sex as much as pre-pandemic? If so, why is that? What does that mean for dating and women and dating women and long-term relationships, right? And this article is from the New York. Don't let me misquote the New York Post. And it says the title of it. I don't know if you're going with the link, Neil. You posting link, or are you going with the screenshots?
I'm going with the link. Just give me one quick second as I get her on screen.
Cool.
What is that? Just give me a
So
second.
one more time, guys, you're watching the Senate podcast. If you're tuning in for the first time, we welcome you. Thank you so much. Drop a note, a comment, say hello. We love it. We appreciate it all the time. Subscribe if you're here for the first time and you're kind of feeling the vibe already. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell as well so that you can get all the content that we have coming at you. As Neil said, this is our test cricket format here, where we really get to drill down and chop it up in the discussions. But then on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we got some T20s coming at you, some one-day cricket, if you will. Coming to see Andrea Apple in the house. Andrea, good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, just having a little issue here. But
Denise tuning in as well.
That's Denise. Shout out Denise. Just give me one quick second.
Yeah.
I hear we should be there and thereabouts. No. All right. Tell me when you're ready to go with it.
All right. Yeah, man. I am just about ready. See Justin. This Justin Sports Show. They come on Monday nights.
Yeah.
Tune into them as well, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Barbadian,
So
6
single
Central.
men just don't care about sex.
Go ahead.
Give me again, Neil.
No, we're just having a huge delay. I could see that.
We got a serious delay.
Yeah.
All right. So single men just don't care about sex anymore. Study says. Please note, it says, the study says, not me, Derek Marshall, not Neil Hoyt. The study says, right? It's not me. Good. Here we go. We've come from a slutty summer to a flaccid fall. According to a study published by Match Today, 81% of single men said sex is now less important than it was for them in pre-pandemic times. Now, when we match that 81% of single men against the 80% of men on dating apps who don't get any action, would you look at that? They match. All right. So let's go forward. The jaw-dropping stat on lackluster libidos is thanks to a perfect storm of biological and societal reasons brought on by COVID, according to Match's chief scientific advisors and sex researchers Helen Fisher, PhD, and Justin Garcia, PhD. You can't shut a planet and expect people's physiology to remain the same, Fisher told the Post. We all suffered, dopamine plummeted, testosterone plummeted, sex is less important. The more sex you have, the more you want. The more I get, the more I want. Barry White saying that, right? The less sex you have, the less you want. And ladies, you would know this to be particularly true, right? Because women, ladies, you could shut down for a year or 2 years. It don't really bother you, but men, not so much, right? These singles were having less sex and were under extreme stress. The two together dampened the importance of sex in their lives, she added. It's not to say that the horizontal hokey pokey is no longer on the minds of single men, but that it's taken a backseat to newfound priorities in both relationships and love, Garcia explained. It's more striking in men that they're taking a moment to value relationships and relationship context of intimate encounters more. This is interesting, Neil, because they say that all men want is sex. Would you look at that? It's not necessarily true. Yeah. But we can get into that a little later. All right. And she said, men are now experiencing post-traumatic growth from COVID and are focusing toward prioritizing well-being, along with furthering emotional maturity, Fisher said. Singles are growing up. They're looking for long-term stability in a partnership. They're going to take their time to find it, and men are leading the way, as they should. Well done, men. Much of that has come from men being more well-rounded. According to the research, the study found that 72% of Gen Z and 69% of millennials began taking up new hobbies during the pandemic, while 69% of Gen Z boasted that they made significant career strides. Plus, men are better at relaxing. This is the study speaking, folks. This is not me. These are the two PhDs, huh? Men are better at relaxing. They're getting more sleep. They're gaining self-confidence, said Fisher. They really are finding other avenues besides sex for intellectual growth. This newfound dating culture, one which sees men desiring more wholesome connections. Men looking for wholesome connections, Neil. Would you believe that?
You believe it?
With both themselves and their partners, gives the sexperts hope. What we're seeing is a global situation here. Let me repeat that. It's a global situation. It may well lead to a few decades of relative family stability and happy marriages. My.
Carib Supply.
Carib Supply. My. Carib Supply. Let me just get my notes in the right place here, and then we're going to kick off for tonight, right? Folks, again, that was the article. That was the science. That was the study. That wasn't me or Neil. I see Fergie in the house. Good night to you.
Shout out Fergie.
I see Jimmy in the house as well. You mean they're becoming adults like everyone else needed to do before? Jimmy says they're making it sound like it's a bad thing. Yeah, they are kind of making it sound like that, aren't they? But it's not a bad thing, I assure you. Right? Just get my notes in order and we gonna crank, right? For those of you not coming in, you are watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. You know, join the chat, drop a comment if you're not agreeing with anything that we're saying. Shoot, feel free to say that too, right?
That's all right.
If you think we're talking bear jump, as Neva tell you, say that too. That's all right. We don't mind. It's all good in the hood. We just made sure that this email was sent because I find that
Charmaine in the building.
Sometimes
good night, Charmaine. Hope you are.
The email doesn't work. Here we are. You know the technology, me and the technology don't really agree like that.
Yeah.
My boy Chris could bear that out. It's not necessarily my forte, folks. So sometimes you gotta bear with me a little bit, right? But anyhow, we are all good in the hood and we are ready to rock. So tonight, folks, I want us to take a trip down memory lane, right? Are we going back to your first heartbreak, your first horn, if you will?
Gotta get the way back machine for that. For me,
everybody get a horn. Everybody get a horn. Sure, everybody get a horn at some point in their life. It might have come early in life. I got mine very early. It could come later in life. You know, after you finish studying, you're going into your first serious relationship, you get married or you get engaged or something like that, you get a horn. Everybody's get a horn. It happens, right?
Right.
Now, I am sure we all experience that indescribable pain from emptiness. And it was an ear in the pit of your stomach, right? I had a friend here, I saw at the gym, and this years ago, she told me, when she got her first horn, it breaks. She don't like a fraction. She couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep, she couldn't do nothing. She said all she was eating was snot, Neil. And on the plus side, she has some incredible weight loss. But when people ask, well, how come you come down so small? She said, well, they had gastro. So the only thing she was too embarrassed to say, well, yeah, a horn bring me down like this. Mm-hmm. So she attributed her weight loss to gastro, right? And I'm sure that we all can identify with something along those lines, right? If you can identify with getting a horn and eating some snot and things like that, crying bad, yeah, drop some ones in the chat, right? Yeah, that kind of. Yeah, you're crying and nothing got. That kind of.
Just come into my mind.
No, we know. This is so horrible. Oh Lord have mercy! Shut up, Mark, right? Shut up, Mark. Yeah. Now we know, fellas, ladies and gents, we know that women seem to have, because most of us in this chat, we are 35 plus, 30. Let's say 30 plus, Neil.
Yeah.
Most of us in this chat are 30 plus, and we would have experienced that. Let's call it trauma early in life, probably late teens, early 20s. And back then is a little different from how things are processed now. In these times, everybody talk more aware about mental health, talking about mental health. In my opinion, some of us use it as an excuse to get over certain things we don't want to do and, call it mental health. But that's another story for another time, right? And back then, and to this day, women are able to rally around each other and come out on the other side, bring their girlfriend through those traumatic times of a heartbreak / horn. It could be church. You go to university, start studying something, a series of girls' nights out, a bonfire, the exes things are kind of waiting to exhale kind of action. And in these times now, we got divorce parties. Who would have known, right? But women find ways to process and work through their grief. And make no mistake, folks, a heartbreak or a horn causes grief. Real grief. That's why we say on this space all the time, get some therapy, right? Men, on the other hand, though, particularly men in the Caribbean, we've been told to essentially, hey, suck it up, move on with your life. And invariably, until very recently, men have had to deal with heartbreaks and horns on their own, all alone by their lonesome self, right? Some men would choose substances, drugs, alcohol, even sex, you know what I mean? Other men will go into the gym or pick up a trade, pick up a skill. And there's no one more committed to self-improvement than a man that has suffered a horn.
Oh, fact.
Or a heartbreak, right?
Fact of life.
Let us know it, though, fellas. This is where we can get a little bit of a turn. Yeah? Let us know it. That your self-improvement, gentlemen, comes in solitude. Your most productive times as a man come when you are all alone by your lonesome self. Yeah? Damian Lillard makes the point when you're able to perform brightest, you perform best under the bright lights when you've put in the hours by yourself in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The hours that nobody sees.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing. The same thing applies for men, right? So fast forward now, folks, to 2020. The pandemic hits. The world stops. Movement is restricted, but the only thing moving freely nowadays is COVID, right? So now dating and socializing on pause. Then the way to go, restaurants shut. Shoot, even the churches for the most part shut, except for my man, the apostle, right? Then the way to go, there's nothing to do. But fellas, you are ready for this. You come through the heartbreaks, the solitude. You are ready. Suddenly, you realize, well, hey, the horn, the heartbreak, for those of you who are not from the Caribbean, the heartbreak has now prepared you for the solitude of 2020 and 2021. And what did the article say? Men are more at peace.
What?
Because you don't got nobody confusing you. You can't get away. Nobody ain't coming at your place because they don't want nobody to come at your place and bring whatever they will to you. So everything shut down, everything paused. We got no movement days on a Sunday. And what does the article say? Men are better at relaxing. So now men are more at peace, more rested, less stressed. Suddenly now men pick new skills and learning new hobbies and stuff like that. Shoot. We took up podcasting. Well, I took up podcasting. You know you were doing this before, but I took up podcasting.
I learned
during.
I do live streaming. I learned live stream last year.
This pandemic. During the pandemic, right? Neil was doing the podcasting thing before. Big up the Bad Movie crew as well. And this Justin, both podcasts that Neil works on. So shout out Mark Moore, shout out Justin Marvel as well. Moxie, this Justin Sports Show, right? So you pick up new hobbies and skills during the pandemic. And suddenly you're more at peace, fellas, and you're wondering why. Then it hit you. And consequently, sex are not as important as you thought they were. Neil says it every show. I was going to say nearly every show. Neil says it every show. And every show. When you get the sex, then what? After you get the sex, after you get the viscous inner, show to MTR, then what? So here we are in 2021. And men going out and, you know, fella, I got a partner of mine, he pick up Thailand. You know what I mean? Learning a new skill, and he does not need to learn Thailand, but he can do it. So now, this is what we come to. And this is a question for the ladies. What is your next move? What is your next move? Because men are shaking off the thirst. The article says, the less sex men again the sex, the dating apps, sure. Now only 20% of the men getting consistent action. Right?
Yep.
And we know, ladies, that there are some men here walking the streets in Barbados that if it was the last man on earth, you ain't get them a little bit. So those men have resigned themselves to the fact, again, then that's why I'm saying that's to do my thing. So they're going out and they're doing other things. They're picking up podcasting. Picking up podcasting. Tiling, plumbing. And that was the next thing too, because things shut down. You had to do a lot of stuff on your own. Our guy Catlin, he did some tiling himself. And then he got into other projects. I think I saw Marvin from watching Marvin's. I don't know if Marvin is in the chat yet tonight. But Marvin, I saw Marvin do a lot of carpentry and stuff around during the pandemic as well. Men had to innovate. Men had to create. Men had to forge out on their own. So ladies, what is your next move? If you want the relationships you say you want long-term relationships, you want dating, you want marriage, what is your next move? What are you going to do to attract and keep a man? if you want one. Sorry. Let me digress a little bit. Don't say, man, you need to stop. Do not come on the social media, the people, social media platforms, talking about you don't want no man. Right?
Why, Derek? Why? I may not want a man.
You might not, but let's be real. Everybody, we are social creatures, men and women. We all want somebody to go home. As much as I love my solitude, as much as I love my own company and I love being by myself, sometimes you just want a little company. Everybody. So stop being vexed with the world and talking about you don't want a man and they say blah, blah, blah. Stop fooling yourself. If you want somebody, let me come back to my question. What is your next move? Because guess what? The men have shaken off the thirst. The thirst no longer controls the men. And a man who is not thirsty, a man who is not thirsty is a powerful man.
Amen.
Right?
Mm.
My mother, my aunt would tell you any port for a storm. Right? From the time these men can navigate the waters, I recognize, hey, I don't got to pull into that port. I am good here on my boat, all alone by my lonesome self. What has become, what the situation has become, ladies and gents, because you have trumpeted from the rafters, or to the rafters, however you want to put it, that you don't need a man. So the men say, hey, you need me, find something else to do.
Mm.
I find something else to do. I cool. Yeah? I can work on myself. So what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Because the 20% of men that you're looking at probably don't want you. So what are you going to do to make yourself competitive in the market? That's just my question for the ladies. Gentlemen,
Yeah.
you have to shake off the thirst. You have to. Because remember the article says these men start picking up different skills, hobbies, etc. I know they're looking for more lasting relationships. So the transactional action that women want to bring, nah. If you want, come to these men got it together. These men got it together. They know where they're about. So you can't come and bring something that is counter to what is they trying to achieve. So you got to bring something else. You got to be willing to support the mission. You know what I mean, Neil? That S word, that curse word.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, the article talks about, in a nutshell, let me encapsulate everything for you, because it talked about picking up a skill and all this thing and getting less, more rest and less stress and all that. It's talking about being the best version of yourself. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about being on purpose, having a purpose. I saw a piece of content I was watching today. The lady said, you have to have a vision for me to support. She was talking some other hogwash in between there, but that part I could definitely rock with. Fellas, what are you about?
Yep.
What are you about? What is your alarm clock on mornings? What makes you get up and say, yeah, I about this today? Yeah? You need to find that purpose. You need to find that vision. A whole thing. That way, it is a lot easier. One, matter of fact, don't make that one, make that two. One, you know what you're about, you know your purpose. Nobody can move you from it. Two, it is clearer to those who want to come on board, and by those who want to come on board, I mean the ladies, to come on board and be a part of and support your mission/vision. They can't do that if it is unclear. So, fellas, what are you about? Yeah, what are you about? That's my question to you, fellas. And ladies, given the fact that if the thirst is off,
Was the next trick? Sorry,
what are you?
I can't help it.
What is your next trick? I love it. What is your next trick? Yeah, because let me see if I don't know if anybody is what's the word? If anybody is familiar, right? That's the word. Well, if anybody's familiar with like professional wrestling, you gotta go finish your move. After your finisher doesn't work, what is your next move? And that's what we want to know tonight. What's the next move, ladies? And fellas, what is getting you out of bed on morning? That's my question for today.
No. Again, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Senate podcast, you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Take a moment now to do that. Like, comment, dislike, comment, share, subscribe. It is interesting, my brother Derek, that we do not prep for these shows. I don't know how else more we could say. We may prep individually, but in terms of how in tandem we are and in sync we are, what you are seeing is quite literally decades of friendship and decades of just similar thinking. The reason why I say that is because I did not know what the article was. Shoot, as a matter of fact, when I was preparing this live stream earlier today, I was asking what should we title it, because I didn't know what the article was necessarily about. I just had the broad-based questions, so I didn't want to put a title that wasn't appropriate to the content in the title. That's in the article. That's why I had reached out to you. So Derek said, we can name it, Sign of the Times. We had a bunch of other options, but Derek, Sign of the Times. We went with Sign of the Times, and it's so interesting, right? Because I feel as though that article, I read it at the same time with the all folks. That speaks to me. That is me. I am that article, quite literally, because during the pandemic, as Derek may mentioned too, and as you guys know, yes, I was into podcasts and media before, but in terms of live streaming, that is something I taught myself last year. My man Justin had approached me. The funny thing about it is, all of the podcasts that I do now, the guys were approaching me behind me for a few years to say, well, let me do this, let me do that, let me do it next. And the pandemic forced me to find a solution in live streaming. Now, it's a steep learning curve, but I stuck with it, and that is my alarm clock. My alarm clock, as Derek put it so succinctly, is to do content, media content. There's somebody in this chat, Denise. Denise can tell you, over 10 years ago, I made the choice that I was going to do media content. I remember being on the phone with her dad, and Mark, and I was living in Canada. I think they were in California, in LA, and we were having a conversation. I was like, yeah. And I remember in that moment saying, I dedicate myself to media content and creation. That led me to film. That led me to podcasting. That led me to editing. That led me to the path where I am today, over 12 years. And it is interesting because, Derek, before the pandemic, I thought about myself before the pandemic and how I am today, where before I would have relied heavily emotionally on a woman, on having the person that I'm dating kind of be happy. Say again?
Propping you up.
Right, propping me up, right.
Propping you up.
Right. So I would have, bent over backwards to make any woman that I was with feel as if they were very important and were the priority, and if they had a problem, I will fix it. I will do what I have to do. I would kowtow to them and do that. Come the pandemic, yes, it was, I was in a pretty weird place, and got to doing this thing. And you are right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes, it's nice to have someone. Yes, it's nice to date. And yes, it is nice to have someone being a priority in your life. But yo, Kevin, what's going on, my brother? It is just not
Yo, dog.
it is just not as important as it was before for me. Because the reason why I say that is because that level of attachment is, I know how you feel about vulnerability and emotion and that kind of thing, but it is a precarious place to be in terms of you just kind of your life outside of that person being not together. You got that relationship together and you are following a purpose with that relationship, but your life is kind of rudderless, right? Just going on the seven seas. So pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You find something that you love to do. I doubled down last year and I am in a good place. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it don't pay a lot of money, if at all. But you know what? I am fulfilled to know that I am building something. Not only am I building something for myself, but I am building it with my friends. And these are guys that I have known quite literally the majority of my life, if not all of my life. And it makes the whole process simple and easy. That fulfills me as a man. That trickles down into other things, taking care of myself in terms of health wise. Now, granted, I haven't been in the gym in the last couple of weeks because of my back, but ordinarily I go to the gym, right? Ordinarily I have some downtime and whether it be watching my stuff on YouTube or I don't play video games as often, but playing video games or whatever, spending time with my son. I find ways to make my life meaningful. And my mother is who kind of showed me this earlier this year. Life is about finding fulfillment in your day-to-day activity, whatever it is. Because this goes from the millionaires to the people that are broke and beggars. I was watching last night on TV was Moonlight. Moonlight was on. I don't know if anybody know Moonlight, but Moonlight was on. That is a award-winning film, 2016. And anyhow, part of it was one of the characters was telling another character, he went to prison. He is broke. He's a cook in a restaurant. He has a child, but he and the mother don't get along like that. But he is fulfilled. He ain't got nothing but $20 in his name, but he is fulfilled. Why? Because he can pay his bills. And he feels as though he has a purpose in his life. I watched James Bond. I know there's a rambling thing, but I can get to a point here. I was watching James Bond yesterday with Mark. No Time to Die. Bad Movie Crew episode next coming out. I kind of spoiled it, Mark. Sorry. The next episode will be No Time to Die. But I was watching No Time to Die yesterday as part of that. And in doing so, there was a quote at the end of the movie. No spoiler alert. Just this quote. It was by Jack London. And it was so epic to me. But it says, the function of man is to live, not to prolong his days. Now I'm paraphrasing because it's a very new thing to me. But basically, the function of man is to live, not to prolong his days. And he would rather go out essentially on a meteor than to spend the rest of his days in solitude and safety on the earth, on a permanent planet, right? Paraphrasing, but you can look it up, right? The road, the book is The Road, and there's quotes from there. There's another poem my father showed me late last week that speaks toward a man. His name is Wordsworth. I can't remember, but
Wordsworth.
That's his name.
Wordsworth.
Wordsworth Williams. Yes, where he speaks about. Essentially, it's not a long poem, but it's a poem that speaks toward the wonder of seeing a rainbow. And he essentially saying, he saw a rainbow as a child. He saw thank you, Aston, cheese on bread. And you know what I love about you send it to? Especially men, we are dancing, cheese on bread. Anyhow, we are dancing.
Correct. We got some bright fellas in here, man.
Yeah, it is. Anyhow. But I say all of that to say the point was about the wonder of seeing a rainbow. He essentially saying that if the wonder of a rainbow if he ever loses the wonder and spectacle of a rainbow in his adulthood, then just bury him. Just put him in the grave one time, because life is for the living. Life is about living life. Life is about finding the wonder in your life. I say all of that to say, gentlemen, women, that you cannot find it in a person. You know, you just hear these cheesy things saying you happiness starts within. You know, these sort of cheesy things. But essentially, that's it. Happiness starts within, and happiness comes out of finding your purpose. And I struggled with that for decades because I don't know what's purpose. What was my purpose? Purpose though. What was my purpose to put in people finances in a firm? I used to be an investments officer in another life. You know, that's to make other people rich. That's my purpose. My purpose is to do what? And once you find your purpose, it take as long as whatever, you have to follow that purpose. This pandemic showed me, there's nothing else to do. I ain't going out on a boat. I ain't got these distractions of other people, women, basketball. You know, I don't have the trappings of fetting. I ain't got those things on me. You literally cannot go anywhere. So what are you going to do? Are you going to just lie down and wallow? Or are you going to just get to it? And I got to it. And I feel fulfilled today. No money in my pocket. Quite literally doing this here, scraping together when the month come. But you know what? I find fulfillment in this. It gives me joy to know that, you know, Derek sends me every now and then. He told me that a guy watched our short over the weekend. He was going through a rough time, and he found joy in watching our short. It lifted his spirits. Another person, a woman, she told us that it gave her the wherewithal to leave a toxic relationship that she was in. Another woman said that she had a loss in her family, and watching our shorts helped her. Our content is helping. If it's one person, I did. That is my alarm clock. This just in, I get to work with amazing people in sports. I love sports. I get to work with amazing people in sports. Bad movie crew. I love movies. This is what I do. Shoot. Something recently happened in film, in my film career, that I'm excited to have an opportunity. And I get to flex my creative muscle. So you know what? I am fulfilled. Man, I say all of that to say, the sex is sweet. It is beautiful. And no matter that tell raw, it's law. We all we all love the loving. We all love the loving. Right? We all love sex. I don't care if you are straight, you are homosexual, you're a lesbian. I do not care. Can't play it. Exactly. Right? We love the sex. The sex is amazing, but sex ain't worth it. I saw a friend on my Facebook, and I even put this to Derek as something we want to tackle in full. I'm not sure if we can do it in a short or a live, but a friend of mine, she posted on her story on Facebook, and she was, you know, walking her dog. Very attractive young lady, very attractive. She's walking her dog, and a man quite literally pulls up next to her, and cat calls her and pretty much says, you know what, you walking that dog, we don't come and put a call up on me and walk me too. Right? Woman just walking her dog. And it pissed me off because, and it pissed me off from the stance that, man, we gotta do better, because sex making us out here looking weak, thirsty, and it not in control of ourselves. That we can start on. You are cold approaching a woman. You know this woman from Eve. You stopping to holler at this woman. What is your success rate of hollering at a woman? I've never been a man to holler at women. I can't even think of a woman that I've ever hollered at in my time. Like, I just went and say, yo, babe, I like you, I want you. Because what's the success rate of that? Logically, that don't make sense.
It's rather low.
You understand? So, as a man that played the numbers, shout out my father. You know, my father is a man that taught me love. And when other people were getting ready for common entrance, during that vacation, before common entrance, everybody was doing math and English and comprehension and this. Like, next, the man was teaching me logic. So, the man showed me, you know what? It don't make sense hollering at women. Was that? Because that's like a dog running behind a car. You run, 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 run. When you butt up in the car, start the start like we can do with it. If the car reverses, you can do with it. If the woman say, "Oh wow, I never knew." If that woman has said, "You know what? I always wanted a man to tell me that I want that a man is willing to put on a collar and let me walk him." You know what? You are the man for me. I love you and I want you. You can have all of me or none of me, but you can have it. What the man gonna do? You hang and start to tremble because you ain't expect that response. Man, we have to get to a point of realizing we cannot be ruled by our impulses. We should not be ruled by our impulses. We are the anchors. We are the rock in the man-woman dynamic. I know, baby. Whoa, 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 whoa. You trying to set up you women unstable? Emotionally, though, compared to women, no. To men, no. You understand? You got to understand. If you take a man, you take a woman. I ain't talking about some men and most women. I'm talking about if you take the average man and the average woman. The man is going to be more steadfast in his emotion and his what's the word I'm looking for? His anchorism. I just made up a word. You're welcome. Anchorism, right? In his steadfastness. The man is going to be more of that than the woman. Right? You could do the studies, you could go by lived experiences. Women are not as resolute in their emotional stability as men. That's just a biological fact. We are not as ruled by our emotions, our hormones, everything as women. Right? So, with that said, we have to be resolute in our lives. We have to be resolute. Don't holler at women. Don't be thirsty behind a woman. Yes, you could get sex, but if you got something to do, if you know that you got something to do, and you know that putting off it to get that access, I ain't telling one to know that if you home and you want tea for peace, your woman there or whatever, I ain't telling you not to teach peace. But do not change up your entire schedule behind sex, behind the promise of sex, behind the promise of intimacy or access to intimacy. Because why? When that access to intimacy goes along and you're heartbroken, you still ain't got no skills. You still ain't got no laurels to rest upon to make you feel fulfilled as a man. And I know this advice may seem that I'm talking to men exclusively because we are. But women, you gotta know that this is true. We see it all the time. When a woman get a heartbreak, just go and get an education. Just go and get a haircut. Just go and learn how to do meals. Just go and learn how to do makeup. They just go and learn things. They just go and learn to do things. Them just go and talk to the girlfriends. They are willing to sit down and cry and do whatever. What recourse do we have when we get a heartbreak? Society tell me not to cry. Society not tell me to suck it up and be a man.
Drink some rum.
Drink some rum. Exactly.
As my man
So
drink some rum and eat some sauce.
okay, good. Right? We got to realize that them days done. The reason why I like this movement, this red pill movement, and this space is because I feel as though red pill for real, for those who are fans of the Matrix, we are waking up. We are starting to realize that, fun and games is fun and games. You see that entitlement? We done with that. You see the whole manipulation emotionally? We done with that. You see the whole we running behind a woman and allowing BS because of the promise of access to intimacy? We done with that. We done. We done. Because you know what, man? I ain't gonna lie to you. You get a sock and start to yourself. You understand?
Jergens.
You understand? You know about the strip club, Dario. I hate strip clubs. Strip clubs to me, other than a porta potty, the strip club is the next nastiest place in the world.
That is a fact.
I hate strip clubs.
Neil, let me interject here, right? Because I had 2 strip club experiences in my
Me
life,
too.
right?
Me too.
One when I turned 21, and one the night before I got married. And I got married at 24 years old, right? And I big up the men if they're listening, because you think one or two of the guys might be listening, right? And it was the most shocking experience of my life, that second one. And I haven't been back since. And I've passed through the rest of my 20s, I've passed through all of my 30s, I'm now into my 40s, and I have no inclination to go back to the strip club, right? So yeah, fellas, find something else other than
Find
strip
something.
club,
Listen,
Dario, just putting it out there for you.
wait. Before you go on there, hold on.
Neil, I sent you some stuff there that I want us to get on screen, right?
Yeah, I see
ahead,
that. Yeah, I see you sent me some stuff. We got a huge like, so forgive me if we start stepping over each other in word ways and everything like that. But I saw what you sent to me. But here's the thing about the strip club, man. There has been to strip clubs only in Barbados. I went to a strip club here in Barbados, and I went to one in Las Vegas, where it was considered a premium. The bouncers had on 3-piece suits and earpieces. That's how exclusive it was. And I was disgusted. And I will never go back into another strip club.
Nice.
You madman. Ugh. Not a strip club. But yeah, as I get these things here now, I get myself together.
The fascination beats me.
But yeah,
man. Right. Jimmy asked question though: do we really want blubbering men? Yeah, who crying at everything all the time? A fine line must be walked between the iron will and emotional management. And I agree. Neil would tell you that, you know, I'm not big on the whole emotional outpouring and all that stuff. I just don't feel like that's something that men do. I just don't figure that that's what it is. Having said that, I'm not saying that men don't or should not express emotions. That's not what I'm saying. Right? But if you expect me to be all cryy and weepy and stuff like that, I just don't do it.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Derek,
I just don't process like that, you know?
Yeah. Again.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Again, huge delay. Real sorry if I cross you or anything like that. But Jimmy, they're not around the man crying, no. But here's the difference. If I cry and I blubber and I eating snot bubbles, what you used to know? Why should the public know? I got therapists. I got my family. I got my close friends. You think that one gonna know that I eat snot bubbles? If you want to know that I cry, my eyes still turn red and I get bloodshot? There is nothing wrong in crying, but I'm a person that believes. For a long time, I was a man that hated to cry. Shoot. Up to my late 30s, I used to hit myself in the head when I used to cry. When I was driven to tears, I would hit my head on the wall. I was like, yo, why are you crying, boy? And then I figured it out. Because I can't find a solution readily, and the only thing I could do is cry. I'm a very solution-based person. When there's a problem, I find a solution. Right? Very logic-based. And I've come to realize as I've gotten older, you know, there's nothing wrong with taking a minute and just letting the tears flow for a minute. But that can't be the end. That can't be the result. That can't be the solution. There's nothing wrong in crying. There's nothing wrong. But man, take a minute. Cry. Shoot, take a day or two. Cry. Cry in the pillow, holler. You know, do what you gotta do. But know that at the end of it, you gotta get on with it. You gotta find a solution. Yeah, I ain't telling all manner. But you gotta get on with it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good advice there, Neil. As I would have told you earlier today or whenever it was, you know, today or yesterday, whenever it was, we spoke, and I say, hey, you know, we don't get to mail it in as men, particularly. Nobody don't care what's going on with you. You got something to do, you do it.
Get on with it.
Do what you're supposed to do. Be where you're supposed to be. That's how the world looks at us, right? Mm-hmm. So as much as, you know, I had the back pain and everything, I get up and I went. I here tonight because shoot, y'all come in to see us talk some junk. So me and you here to talk some junk. You can't go in here saying don't talk about yourself. You know
it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work with me.
So yeah, and Aston is raising a very good point. Even if you do, it's weaponized. So don't do it. Yeah. Last year was the first time I would have cried in about 20 years, right? For the first time last year. And I had a friend of mine that said I was emotionally constipated, but that's another story for another time. So yeah, last year was the first time I cried in about 20 years. It's just I just don't process it down. That's coming down from like my mother, my aunts. We just don't process it down. We are not cry like that.
Mm.
But I did a lot of crying in my car after that. As you said, Neil, you fix your face and you come out and you move because at the end of the day, the world doesn't care. Yeah. Fergie is saying you should try your best to develop a healthy sex life. This doesn't mean just wildly knocking down the village.
But
Yeah. Jimmy's, oh, sorry, not Jimmy. Jaleel. Jaleel says, imagine crying in front of your lady or even a lady family member or a friend, and they either don't believe you or tell you the usual phrase, man up. Exactly. That is what you get. So this is what I'm saying to the fellas. Man up. No. Let me be very clear. There is nothing wrong with you crying. Shoot, Neil has cried, I've cried, I'm sure all the men in the chat have cried. But you have to be able to manage it. Cry in private, cry to your mother, cry to your best boys. Do not cry in front of your woman. As Aston said, it's going to be weaponized.
that should be a
At some
last.
point.
That should be a last
So don't do it, right? Just saying. You
resort.
ready for me, Neil?
Yeah, ready. That should be a last resort.
Last resort. So fellas, sorry, not fellas, ladies and gents, people in the Senate tonight. One more time, you're watching the Senate podcast, so feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We had 191 subscribers, so somebody joined the course, the show. We appreciate it. Charmaine says at times crying is necessary. Do it, fix your face, and move forward. Correct.
What is the solution?
So I was in this
we got delay. Sorry, man. I tried to fit in where you could get in, but it ain't working tonight.
the delay killing me. Yeah, Fergie says the manosphere is male education for responsible and mature men. Level up. Yeah, man, all the time. And we consider ourselves to be a part of the manosphere. We coming up in the manosphere too. So, yeah, man. So I was in the back alleys again, Neil, and I found something from the spiritual word. The spirit. I want y'all to appreciate the work I put in for this podcast, right? Because this stuff had me up after midnight, 1 o'clock. And to be fair, it's not that I mind the work. But when they go down the rabbit hole, sometimes the rabbit hole is so fascinating. I really can't get out. So at about 2 o'clock, I was like, you know what?
It's time. It's time
just
to
put on my phone
cut down, come in.
and get some sleep, you know? Yeah, it's time. Cut down, come in. So I found this post, right? He's Adrian somebody or the other, and he says this is on the spiritual word. Ladies, don't take it personally if men don't chase or look at you like we used to. We building ourselves for ourselves. We building our wealth for ourselves. We living our lives for ourselves. Maybe it's a little selfish, but we learned by watching y'all. Before I get into the comments, yeah, let me drop one here. So. Now, before I get into a couple of things there, let me dissect that. For me, Neil, I cool with a lot of this. Building for yourself, living for yourself. The last sentence is where I had a lot of challenges.
Fat.
He says, maybe it's a little selfish. You and I had this conversation. Neil. They're not selfish about working for yourself.
Nothing. And ain't got nothing to do with women. This ain't nothing we learn from nobody. Nothing.
There is nothing wrong with wanting the best for yourself. There's nothing selfish about that. Right? And we've been raised to believe that if we do for ourselves, as a matter of fact, let me go the other way. we've been taught to believe that if we do not sacrifice for the benefit of others, that we are being selfish. That is not the case, my friends. That is not the case, gentlemen. There is nothing wrong with wanting the best for yourself and going for it, right? And then this thing, but we learn from watching it all. Nah, I ain't taking on that later.
Unnecessary. I
am not taking that on either. You as a man, do for yourself. But this now, fellas, this is the part I really got interesting. And I tell you, it was a hard read, but I did it because I love y'all. Yeah. And I appreciate the fact that you come and you sit with us on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I truly do.
Yeah, me too.
And because I love y'all, I went down the rabbit hole called the comment section of this post because I knew this guy was going to get flamed. So let's go into the comment section.
I feel like there's a trigger. I feel that there's a trigger setup. I feel there's a setup.
Probably just a little bit. So fellas, trigger warning, trigger alert. Trigger alert. All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
I went down the rabbit hole for you guys. And trust me, it started to get me a little bit. And I'm usually one who's entertained, right? So brace yourself. So this person says, please don't know what they want to do, but okay, boo. Whatever makes you all feel good about not taking accountability for your actions. For your actions. Hold tight. We going down the rabbit hole. Hold tight.
Whoa, Disney first floor. God damn.
Another one said. This one says a lot of punctuation. Whew. Americans. And for those of you who are from over in a way and want to flag me for that American comment, please note that I too carry an American passport. Okay, good. So L definitely didn't learn that from women. Why can't y'all get y'all self together and at the same time love a woman correctly and do right by her? A lot of y'all cannot multitask. Shouting, of course. Anything you give a good woman, she will multiply. So please miss me with the nonsense. Just say you're not ready for something real and stop wasting people's time. Yeah. The other person says, wait a minute. So the tit for tat will only keep going. We were only doing that because we couldn't count on y'all anymore. I am confused. Hold your horses, guys. Hold your horses. We're going forward. They're doing what you said they are doing what you said you've been watching them do it all along. Living their best life and building. Don't know what building you are doing, but you're building. It's lovely that this man is focusing on himself, though. Yes, it is. Y'all been doing that for centuries, says this woman. And then this other person says a whole set of red flags and laughing. I guess she has nothing else to really contribute, so that's what she posts. Going on, Neil. You with me still?
Barely.
To be fair, I had this to do as a short, but it kind of fits with tonight's theme, so we can keep it rolling.
Wicked as.
Yeah. This lady asks, when hasn't this been the case? Another lady says, amen. Some person says, that man is on his purpose. Nobody says good. Somebody says I call BS. They're most definitely still chasing and looking at men and women. Chasing and looking at men and women. There's a little bit of shaming going on there, but hey. Yeah. Yes, Lord. No. We went through that little process, right? Because I want my fellas to recognize what's going on. And this is where they say real G's moving silent, in silence, like in cognac.
Like right?
Lasagna. Yeah. Don't announce your moves to anybody. Just do your thing. Stay on your purpose. Because this gentleman announced his purpose and immediately Immediately. You get insult, you get shame. Yeah, well, it wasn't a big law need to be right because the ladies just feel that the right. A little bit of guilt thrown in as well. You've been doing it for centuries. You know what I mean? So why should a man? And I told you this just now. You're doing a sacrifice for somebody, and suddenly, all of a sudden, you're selfish. Yeah, somebody says we've been doing that for centuries. It's maybe we've been building for ourselves.
No, Derek, I gotta mention that.
As men for centuries.
I gotta cut that.
Here's the thing.
Hold on, Derek. Sorry. I know this is
Go ahead.
delay. I gotta cut that out. We have not been doing it for centuries. Not us black men. You remember not too long ago when we could have sit in certain restaurants with the white people? You remember not long ago when we was in chains? When we come by land? When we can go certain schools? Yeah, we wasn't building nothing. So, as much as you want to blame the patriarchy, last I checked, that was a black man that made his comment. So before you start to shame, at least shame his saints.
Well, we're going to assume that they've lumped black and white together.
No, we ain't lumping up. We can't lump black and white together, Derek.
They're the distinguishing.
We can't allow it. We can't allow it. We can't allow it. We simply cannot allow it. We can't. Because what have black people built over the last centuries? We only know starting to build. What?
And here's the thing, Neil. We've built not only for ourselves, but according to these ladies, we've only built for ourselves. They don't benefit from. Right? So, again, understand that you have to stay on your purpose. Don't let people come and try to shame you and move you off your square. Because this is what's going to happen. When you decide that you are doing for yourself, when you get on a flight, the air hostess will tell you straight, fix your mask first. Then you could deal with anybody else that needs assistance in the seats next to you. But the reason is you cannot help other people if you can't help yourself, if you don't first help yourself. Steve Harvey, when he and Monique had a little back and forth last year before, whenever it was, and Steve Harvey made the comment, the best thing you could do for poor people is not be one of them. In other words, you can't help people if you are in the same position as they are. So, again, we say all the time, you can't pour from an empty cup. So, fellas, when you, I would say don't announce nothing. Do what you gotta do and choose by your actions. If the women don't qualify, they don't qualify. Thanks. It was nice. It was lovely, but cool. Thanks. It's good. It's all good. You know what I mean? You don't got to run down nobody. You don't got to chase nobody. We had a very interesting interaction with my guy, Moxie. Just in. Not too long before the show. And I told him, there was certain situation didn't work out. Because situations need to be mutually beneficial. And I think we need to start understanding that situations need to be mutually beneficial. Men, start thinking that you have to be some kind of martyr. Yeah? The thing about martyrdom is that it's only a martyr when you're dead. So you sacrifice it for everybody and then what? So build yourself up first.
But
And do not be embarrassed. Do not be, do not feel embarrassed. Let me put it that way. For doing that. Do not feel guilty for doing that. Because you can't help anybody else if you're struggling yourself. That's just a reality.
but
Yeah? This guy announced what he was planning to do. And all the shaming tactics came out. Can't
They
work
ain't
with
work
that.
with you. Can't work with me.
So fellas, stay on your purpose, stay on your square. Can't work with me, B. Stay on your square. Do for you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing at all wrong with that. And that is not selfish. And I think we need to come to that point, to that realization that it is not selfish to look out for yourself, for your best interest. Yeah, man. I know you want to jump on that, so go ahead.
Now, we have come to the time where this all cap, LOL, these poor boys don't know what they want to do. But okay, boo. Whatever makes y'all feel good about not taking accountability for your actions. These poor boys don't know what they want to do. Well, this man seems to know he
No
wants to
respect.
build. He wants to build. This man got a plan. Okay, boo. Whatever makes you feel good about not taking accountability for your actions. I ask you, my dear, and any woman that believes that they agree with this, right? There's a graphic. Shoot, I can't even find it now. But let's be honest, right? Men, we take accountability for our actions. I know y'all just want to pull the examples of men that don't take care of their children. I know y'all go with men that do reprehensible things that hurt people, etc., etc., etc. Sure, you can find bad examples of people not taking accountability in any subsection of life. But by and large, men take accountability for their actions. More men.
Don't got a choice, Neil.
Exactly.
Don't got a choice. Society is wholly accountable.
Exactly. So you know what? The man has a plan. The man said he is building. He is doing for him. He's doing for him and his community, right? And you want to come and shame and call the man a boy, a poor boy. You want to come and say that he don't know what he wants to do. And you want to say it's okay for not taking accountability for your actions. A man that decides he is going to take care of himself and build for himself is not taking accountability for his actions, my girl. Let's move on. The second person here, they say a lot y'all been doing that. So that's what's funny. LOL. Definitely don't learn that from women, which we talked about because we don't necessarily agree with that last line that you might say about learning that from women. Why can't y'all get yourself together and at the same time love a woman correctly and do right by her? No! I take umbrage with the do right by because I feel as though that no matter what a man does, whether righteous, whether altruistic, whether with a woman in mind, the woman will always, at some point, decide, this ain't what I want, this ain't how it going, this ain't how it cutting out. So, men do right by women regularly. As a matter of fact, ladies, I know this can be hard to swallow because y'all have lived experiences and y'all like to see certain bashing spaces of men. But the majority of men, they do right by their women. They provide, they secure and defend. Yeah. We talk about it all the time. It ain't we that initiating divorces, you know. And it ain't we that cheating by ourselves. So that whole do right by, I got a problem with, right? Because at the same time we can love a woman correctly and we can build. But how about y'all stick around and help we build? I mean for the long term. Yeah? Now a lot of y'all can't multitask, that's very true. A lot of men can't multitask. That is a failing of us. I have to agree. Sure. That's something we have to work on. Anytime you give a good woman, or anything you give a good woman, she will multiply. So please miss me with the nonsense. Note she says multiply and not build, add, addition. She takes it and she multiplies it. So you gotta bring the fire, but you can make it bigger.
You gotta bring something to the table.
Right.
Praise that friend, you know.
So just say you're not ready for something real and stop wasting people's time. Which is funny because a lot of women out there are not ready for the type of relationship they claim they want. Wait a minute. So the tit for tat, yeah, I agree. Tit for tat is beer talk. We're only doing that because I couldn't count y'all. I am confused. All right, fine. If sure, judge Peter by Paul. Good. I don't think women are looking around wondering anything. They are doing what you said. You've been watching them all do all along, living their best life and building. It's lovely that a man is focusing on himself. And ladies and gentlemen, here we come to the hypocrisy of it all. Women just come and say, I could do bad all by myself. I don't need no man. I could build for myself. I can improve for myself. I can better myself for myself. But yet, when a man says, I don't need a woman. I could build for myself. I could do for myself. I could. All of a sudden, no. It's like, hold on a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
There's a hue and cry.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How many you could do for yourself? You don't need a woman. Whoa, whoa. Skipper. You don't need a whoa. That's danciness. You either need a man or you don't need a man. Because if we go with the whole subset mindset of, we could build. We could keep it pushing. We could do for ourselves. It's all good. It's all fine. Then y'all can't have a hero crime. You can't put a meme one day and an inspirational quote saying one day, focus on your self-love. Better your self-love. Don't need a person to knock down your walls. You can stand because you're a queen. And then when a man says it, it is, whoa. What do you mean? You get back in your cage, man. What do you mean get back? Nah. No, I tell you all the bullshit done, I really mean it. We really mean the bullshit done.
Real talk. I said what he said.
Right. I address the whole you've been doing it for centuries. We have when has this been the case, email, blah 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 blah. Anyhow, here's the thing, right, Derek? And I feel it very important to say this. Because we have to understand when we talk about men, I think we need to start making this distinction. I need to put this out there. When we talk about men, right? We are not talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. We are not talking about men that are biologically designated as a man. We are not talking about people that have penises. We are talking about a characteristic, a set of characteristics. Yeah? We are talking about men that say what they mean. I'm teaching my son that when he makes a deal and a promise to shake hands firmly and look in my eye, look in the person's eye. My son is 5. Yeah? Men, being a man, is a set of characteristics and a mindset. So we're not talking about men that out here driving past and hollering at women in cars. We're not talking about men that dropping children indiscriminately and not taking care of them. We're not talking about men that's hit women. We're not talking about men that's horn women. We're not talking about men that are F-boys. We're not talking about, those are not men. We are not talking about them. We are talking about men that understand their value and their purpose and understand that society has gone to the place where too far left is right. We understand and appreciate feminism, and we agree with feminism because we are feminists. Take a minute to process that. Yeah? We are feminists. Just with that being said, though, we are not into the victimhood. We are not into the entitlement, and we are not into the bullshit. Because at the end of the day, y'all want equality. You all want things to be the same. You want us to treat y'all fairly under the patriarchy that y'all perceive, when we as black men are crushed by this patriarchal system, more so than any other subsect of any population anywhere. And you gonna come and tell me that who is we to build? We gonna bring things for one to nurture. But how about y'all be woman enough and nurture things, though, instead of feeling entitled that we gonna bring any and everything to one? I wanna just go turn up, grace our table with your presence. I am tired. I am tired, yo. Because as a man that literally has laid down in his bed with tears in his eyes, not understanding how or what more I could do as a good man that my parents raised me to be. Understanding my flaws and be self-aware with who I am as a man. And every day got to say, Neil, this is your version of a man. You ain't John McClane. You ain't what the boy named John Wick. You are Neil Hoyt. And you are a man. You are a king. Every day I gotta get and be a man. And not only be a man, Derek, but I gotta be a man for my son. That when I could come and let me in with men that driving past and hollering at me and talk, put a dog collar on me. I talk about when a man's part of patriarchy and you all this building for centuries. When a man like me only now starting looking like me building things and owning things in the last 100 years. No. Critical thinking is what's needed. And we can start. God bless, we can get it. Let me tell you, God bless. We are going to get into it. Because if I got to come here every Tuesday and Thursday and be a man and talk to men and empower men, I will not stand for bullshit with women coming and talk about poor boys need to multitask and learn to love a woman. No, that ain't our priority because y'all have made it clear that that's not your priority anymore. And no, y'all have not had to say it. The numbers speak for it. 80%, 78% of women initiate divorce. 1 in 4 women in their lifetime will be married and stay married. So I don't need to say I don't have to give in to women and I don't go come and empower women. I ain't got to come and tell women, oh, you know, Dutch. Because I got good men out there. We've been here all along. But when they want Pookie and Ray Ray. I see the baby the other day. Shout out Rihanna. Rihanna sent me something about the baby the other day. Like 2 days ago. The baby putting out his child mother got 3 babies from 3 different women.
Yep.
Right? She get together with a man that dropping babies as he feel like. Right? But no vex that the man put this out. Well, let me tell you something, sweetheart. You is who choose to live. Now she was crawling with the man, but how up to earlier tonight, I let you come in me. I let you orgasm in me. So I had to go and get a plan B. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
But Neil, let me provide a little bit of context there, right? Apparently, she put her hands on the baby. And that is why he then recorded everything thereafter.
And that is
Called
why
the police.
Yes.
To have her removed.
I went out just like you 2 o'clock in the morning that was going on the rabbit hole. I was down the rabbit hole next to you watching the baby shit. And watching Danny Lee shit. Right? And the thing is, Derek, when Danny Lee come on the scene, I was like, oh my good God. Woo! When I come out in 2018 and I was like, Colin, let me subscribe to her YouTube channel. When I hot to all. And last night when they found out that she had a baby by the baby, it broke my heart, me. The baby? So you know what, sweetheart? I sorry police ain't carry you away from there. I sorry the baby ain't carry you away from there. The police ain't carry you away from there, sorry. Because you wrong and you strong. You making bad decisions and then you compounding them with worse decisions. The man right to come until you get from my place, though, is he place. Get from he place. And women can come to the woman defense and say, oh, he's a dog, he's a scumbag, he got a 3-month old baby, and you put it out. But you know what, sweetheart? The man.
To be fair, he didn't put out the child. He put out she.
But that's what he's saying. She's right.
To be fair,
right.
I think what she tried to do is keep the child so they can't say, oh, well, yeah. Tyrese's ex-wife or wife, whoever she is, she tried to say anything. Oh, look how he put me out. No, you left with the man child. He ain't put out his child.
All right, then.
Man, they put in the children in the street. They'll put out the woman, but not the children.
And again, I'm gonna say it, right? You know what? We live in a society where you should not judge. Judge, yes, he be judged. The baby has grills and tattoos on his face and proudly advocates for dropping children as they feel like. And you pick up and you sleep with this man. Very quickly in the game, you let this man nut in you. And you want me to got sympathy for you, Danny Lee? That's why I tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, the buck stops here. Yeah? Years ago, we would see Daniel crying for the people internet, for Mark Zuckerberg internet, and we would say, oh Lord, oh God, how the baby could do that to she? Oh Lord, she is absolved of all accountability. No.
Ability.
Mm-mm. The baby.
Stop the cat. It's not gonna work with me.
Exactly, Caswell. It ain't gonna work with me because it's a new dawn, it's a new day dawning to this year. Because as much as we men gotta get our shit together, society is holding us accountable, and the manosphere is holding the men accountable. We telling one of women, get from the pookies and rare. We telling the men, do not be pookies and rare. Who's a pookie and rare? Because I see somebody answer a couple weeks ago on a live stream. Who is a pookie and rare? Pookie and rare is the man that ain't about nothing. Ain't got the ambition. Man lying on the block, man smoking weed, man coming up begging for you car, begging for you money, horning you, dropping children as the feel like. Shoot, ain't got no money, ain't got no job, nothing. Just coming and moving. Them is pookies and rare. That ain't about nothing. And I will not, Neil Hoyt, you hear what I tell you, will not be lumped in with a pookie and rare. So you know what? If a man get on the internet, on Elon Musk internet and say that he is building, he is upraising himself, and he's lifting himself, I will not allow people to come and cry him down. I ain't gonna care who it is. The time and the era of women using social media for emotional clout and credit, as my man Larry to say, and for hue and cry to get people cancer off of next skin to nothing, it's done. Cancel people that deserve canceling. If a man hit a woman, cancel he. If a man, or APA woman, cancel he. If a man treating his children like dog crap, cancel he. But stop refusing men to see the children. Stop talking about men, ain't about nothing serious and ain't about no relationship. But start showing me that couple every man just be down like 4 flat tires and one is who cutting out and pulling the card and left me playing. Jumping shit. Nah, it done. It done. So here's what I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen. The story is about sex. The story is about men empowering themselves, learning skills, bettering themselves. We've said it here all the time. Women learn skills. Women get heartbreak and get education. That is why we have an influx of middle management and women taking on certain roles in society. That is why we have such a steep decline in graduation rates around men. And I went to a men's meeting a couple years ago there with another friend of mine, good friend of mine, Wendell. We went to a men's meeting, we were invited, and we were appalled at the rhetoric in there because the men, old men, was talking about how men need to take back the position. Men need to stop being this and that and the next. And you know what? We cannot fault women for where they are now. We cannot fault women for deciding to prioritize themselves, get their education, get their money up, and be in the positions that they are today. We cannot do that. We cannot fault a woman for them things. But we got to hold ourselves accountable.
We didn't do it.
And understand that we got to make ourselves, we have to be more in control of ourselves. We have to do things with intent. We have to date with intent. We have to get our skills up with intent. We have to get our education with our intent. We have to better our health with intent. And we have to move with integrity and intent. Women, stop choosing men that don't have man characteristics, manly characteristics. I ain't talking about a beard, a muscular, I can lift up a lumber and cut down a tree with one hand. No. I'm talking about men that both saying, that about building something and know who they are. And we want y'all women to appreciate our value because you know what? Y'all don't need a man. Go and find a woman then.
Well, here's the thing. There are actually cases of women marrying women now because it's like, well, yeah, I can't find a man or nobody want me that kind of way. So I marry my best friend and be cool with that.
No, it's not. You can't find a man, sweet girl. You have chosen poorly, decided to get standards, and then when the man comes around now and trying to get you to sort on your guard, you got this idea of a man because you've been doing it for so long. You've put on a masculine energy for so long. When a man comes to you and step to you as a man, he don't cut the grass as you want. You don't wash the dishes as you want. He don't cook like how you want. He don't take charge and open the door as you want. You don't take care of the bill as you want. So I can as well marry my girlfriend.
Opposites attract.
I am just saying.
A man doesn't want a masculine woman.
I ain't doing it again. Neil Hoyt has
Yeah.
had.
So, fellas,
I've had masculine women. I've had women with masculine energy. I ain't doing it again. If you step to Neil Hoyt, if you watching, you step to Neil Hoyt, you bring any sort of behavior that matches my energy. Shoot, not even matching my energy, but you more masculine than me.
sorry, no my stay.
It's not gonna work with me.
Trust me, I don't need your sex.
Yeah.
I don't need your
fellas,
sex.
Stay on your purpose. Stay. Yeah. Improve yourself. Stay on your purpose, fellas. Yeah. And don't let anybody move you from that purpose. Yeah. And look what the article says. Fellas getting more rest, more sleep. They're improving again, new skills, getting better hobbies and stuff like that. Without women. Without women. So the solitude is good for you. Pour into yourself and then you can pour into other people. Yeah.
Now live your life. Don't prolong your days as a function of
Just
man.
leave in the chat a little bit.
I can find out. I can find those quotes though.
Yeah. You're watching the Senate podcast, guys. The Senate podcast here on YouTube. We got 191 subscribers, so please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me see if we can get to 200 by November 30th, right? Jimmy makes a point. When a man is strong, then that benefits women and children. Someone who can't swim is of no use to a drowning person. My word. Them is bars. Let me read that again. When a man is strong, then that benefits women and children. Someone who can't swim is of no use to a drowning person. Then he says, Will gave Jade enough, but ... Yeah. And Jimmy, you preaching it here tonight. Jimmy said a single person does not build a family legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy had your own sermon going on. Asta says, enough bookies work in corporate too, so not just block men. That will move into the Chad and Tyrone category.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jaleel says to the women that were abused from young and chose the same sex when they got older, I got a soft spot for them. It really hurts my heart. Yeah, you can definitely sympathize with that particular situation. But to Neil's point, a lot of people, a lot of women, have chosen poorly, as he said, and then it's like somebody come along and save me at the end of it, you know. Neil said about choosing properly. Don't choose because somebody made you feel good, or don't choose because he work in a particular job, or but look at the character. Is this person somebody you would think would I want to raise a family with this person? If the answer is a resounding no, but you got left with it, especially if you're looking for a family, if you're looking for somebody, if you're looking for somebody that gonna be there and to build with, well, it gotta be more than just how we look. You know what I mean? Having said all that, fellas, get in the gym. Round is not a shit.
Mm-hmm.
So build yourself up, improve yourself at all turns, and watch reap the benefits from that, right? Yeah, Jolie, there was a song that had the line, "Don't save her, she don't want to be saved." That's a fact. Yeah, that's why they say you shouldn't make a garden tool a housewife, but that's another story for another time. Ladies and gents, we are at 9:36 here on the Senate podcast. It's been great being here with you. I don't know if anybody wants to call in, Neil, if you have the facility for that, if anybody wants to talk about this.
Yeah, I would.
In terms of men staying on purpose.
I will put it in the chat.
Yeah, so we put the link for those of you who want to join. You can hit the link. You don't need Skype. Just hit the link and you can join us, and we can have a little bit of a discussion. The time is getting up there, and we got some work to do after, as always, for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So If you want to join the call, please feel free to tune in as soon as we post the link. In the meantime, we got some Patrice no, they said Patrice Roberts. So Patrice O'Neal that we can get on screen. Just entertain you guys in the meantime.
And before
Because,
Derek put,
again, we're talking about.
sorry, Derek. This like again, I don't mean to talk over you or anything. But before we get into that, I just want to put these two things on screen. Just give me a minute here, Derek, and again,
What do you think?
right. The rainbow. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. The child is father of the man, and I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety. That is by William Wordsworth. Shout out Aston. Men know the thing, right?
You got Breakman in here.
Basically, live life with wonder. Live life with wonder. Ladies and gentlemen, do not live your life being ordinary or not seeing the positives or bright. And trust me, it coming from Neil Hoyt, and those of you that intimately know me, know that there was a long time I didn't see the world in color, but now I see about the rainbow. Live your life like you know seeing a rainbow for the first time. And the next and last thing I can put up here for me is the proper function of a man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I shall use my time. I'm going to read that again. The proper function of a man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days in trying to prolong them. I shall use my time. That is by Jack London. Right?
I think he wrote Call of the World.
Yeah, yes, he did. He did.
I think he wrote Call of the World.
You know, that is from his book, The Road. Right? Now, that part means to live your life. Live, 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 live. Don't just exist. Men and women, we existing. We just going from day to day, making that paycheck, posting on Instagram, continue scrolling, posting some BS on Facebook, getting down in the mess and the dirt of whatever gossip we could find that day. We are not living, we are existing. Do not waste your days trying to prolong them, because when you scroll Instagram, when you scroll Facebook, you constantly live on social media and do nothing else with your time. You are just trying to fill the void. Do not try to fill the void, ladies and gentlemen. You have limited time on this earth. Use it. Anyhow, that's my 2 cents, my man. You still got some Patrice O'Neal. Let me source that there. Let me get that on screen.
Yeah, man. Do we get that? We get on a screen. Yeah, because again, we talked about, fellas finding a purpose other than sex and not being so thirsty. And I asked the ladies the question, what is your next move? And Patrice O'Neal puts it over in his own inimitable way. So anytime you're ready, Neil, you can run that.
Yeah, just give me
a little bit of
10
comedy
seconds.
from the late, great Patrice O'Neal.
Give me 10 seconds. And
no problem. I would recommend to all the men in the chat as well, but ladies as well, give Patrice O'Neal a watch. His stuff is hilarious. It's based in reality. It will also give you some insight, ladies, as to how men process. Gentlemen, you'll watch it and you'll definitely be saying to yourself, this is me. You know what I mean? So give Patrice O'Neal a watch when you get the opportunity.
All right, Patrice on screen.
Let me ask you a question. Here's a question. Here's a good, serious question. Okay, ladies, if you didn't have a vagina, like say it was a terrible train accident, right? And the doctor was like, we have to remove your pussy right away or you're gonna die. How would you keep your man past, you get a 2-month guilty, I can't leave the bitch right away because you just lost a pussy in a train accident. Can't just walk right out on her. How would you keep your man past that if you didn't have a vagina? Wow. Nothing? You can talk. You can talk. suck his dick. Okay, mouth. Asshole. Okay, great. You see what I'm saying? Now, I've been getting pussy beaten the whole show, right? But I give women the opportunity to say, I'm going to make myself worth more. But you just classified yourself as a series of holes. But I'm supposed to treat you special, but you're just a bunch of holes to yourself.
Right. And ladies and gentlemen, don't come and shame us, especially women. Don't come and tell us, oh, you got cussing on here. That was very vulgar. This for grown folks, though. Like, the content is not for children. YouTube has got this. YouTube has got these two options, right?
It's true.
Yes, this is for children. No, this is not for children. I have never clicked the yes before, and I will never click it. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen,
so as
the phone lines
Patrice
are
said,
not open. Yeah. Sorry, Derek.
What's the next move? Yeah, man, we gotta find a way to work with this delay.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So yeah, the phone lines are open. We give a couple minutes. We give a couple minutes for anybody that wants to join in, have a little discussion. What were we talking about? We're talking about men getting on their purpose, finding a purpose, staying on that purpose. And ladies, if you want to get with these men, what are you going to do? What are the implications for you if you meet men that are not moved by the sex? So if you want to call in, we give you a couple minutes before we just shut this whole thing down and we can move on. We got some shorts to record. I want to trigger Neil a little bit before the night is done. So, call in, join in. It's going to be good times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Right. Well, that is while we wait for that to happen, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the Senate. Go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you are watching and you have not subscribed, that is fine. We hope by at this time you would have considered giving us a subscribe. If you got to work a little harder to get that subscribe audio, we have no problem doing the work. We've committed to this. If you are subscribed, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any content coming out from us. We do have shorts, the shortened version of the Senate. We're, as Derek just alluded to, he triggers me and sends me into mental disarray. But it's all for your education and entertainment. We also, there are some things that we got there and I got have conversations about where we want to kind of find the time or the wherewithal to do. But until then, like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike is fine. Anything that helps us build the engagement to let us know, who our detractors are. But comment, share. If nothing else, share this with whomever so that we could build this community and we could get this going. Yeah. And I am not seeing anybody. My brother, nobody is calling in. I don't know if people are a little tired. I don't know if we went a little too hardcore. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So
I know more than usual. To your point, Neil, about sharing the content, we really appreciate that. I've been hearing that the shorts in particular are popping up in the WhatsApp chats and that kind of things and the group chats. So we really appreciate that. Keep sharing it. Encourage your people to watch as well. Because again, we're not trying to bash anybody. Even though it may come over as that sometimes, that's not the intention. The intention is to try to bridge the gap so we can come to a better understanding. Because I truly believe women do not understand how men process. Right? And they don't understand what men are seeing. And in order for there to be some kind of healing, there needs to be some truth. You can't heal you can't mend defenses if there's no truth, if there's no admission of. And that's why I come here and I try to get the women to acknowledge certain things, certain truths. But we will see in the chat people say, "But this happen for real?" Yeah, it happens for real. The men would say, yes. Yeah, it happens for real. But people still don't, that it happens for real. So we need to have that admission. And failing that, we're trying to also guide men to a point where they can see, all right, if this is not happening, this needs to be my recourse. This is what I need to do. So it is to men defenses first. And failing that, men, what is your recourse? What is your parachute? What is your escape plan? Way out. We used to call it Harriet Tubman. The railway.
Yeah.
Hold on, I
Oh
can't
my
remember the
goodness.
exact for it. Somebody,
The
Underground Railroad.
Underground Railroad. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what they call it. The Underground.
Yeah.
The Underground Railroad. Yeah. What is your Underground Railroad to get yourself out of terrible situations and stuff like that? Men and women, because women are in some bad situations sometimes too. We did a short few weeks ago, probably a couple months ago, you know, with a lady who was in a very bad position and she could not seem to get her way out. You know, so men and women, we trying to bridge the gap.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't psychologists, we ain't certainly ain't comedians, but you know, we try to provide some kind of knowledge from our perspective. It's apparently been helpful to a few people, and we really appreciate that. You know, we've reached that kind of time, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Folks, we just want to let you know you can ignore reality all you want, but you can't ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Neil and I, we do not make the rules. Let me just make that clear. We do not make the rules. We just make sure you know what those rules are so that you can play the game, right? To the best of your ability. Be the best version for you. Be the best version of you for you. And we'll see you guys again on a Thursday.
Peace and love.
We get something clear here, so.
From a contaminated environment. In the tutus about that.